This is a HeadGum podcast.
No, think about it. Spike Lee, Old Boy, his new movie about
Are you
about
really
Chicago. No,
Are you giving Spike Lee crap?
No, I'm saying,
I think
I'm giving Spike Lee shitting on everybody else for saying the N-word in movies. Spike Lee, put a black man as a lead in the movie. God damn it!
Yeah. When have you ever done that?
What are you saying?
He hasn't done it.
Yeah, Spike Lee. You've never put a black man on.
How dare?
He hasn't done it in a studio picture since Inside Man. And technically, if you go back to Inside Man, Denzel might not be the lead. You know who might be the lead? Clive Owen. Woo! White man dying with me. Don't get me started on this. Antoine Fuqua had a chance to he could have put Idris Elba in South Park. I love Jake Gyllenhaal. Is there a black man in this movie? Oh, you know who it is? The wise black man running the goddamn
calm yourself
barber
down.
shop.
Calm yourself,
I'm
man.
saying, help us out.
Black directors should be able to work with leading white men too, man. There should be more black directors. Now we got to do a podcast about black directors.
There should be.
How many
yes.
black directors? I don't even know. Did you know who Antoine Fuqua was?
I had to look him up. I mean, the thing is,
I didn't know.
The thing is,
guys, this episode is brought to you by Squarespace.com.
What's Squarespace.com?
Stop acting like you don't know what Squarespace.com is. Everybody knows what it is.
Well, I want you to tell me because you make it sound so cool when you talk about it.
All right. I like that.
Sometimes I'm like, man, what's Bray talking about today? And it's like, oh man, Squarespace.com.
Listen, as you know, we live in a digital age.
True.
Okay, you listen to a digital podcast right now.
Oh, wait. Is this considered digital? I thought this is like radio waves.
One of the ways that you listen to our... Shut up. One of the ways you listen to our podcast is that you go online. Okay?
Right.
Spreaker, right? You go to Spreaker.com.
Yep.
Right? But what if you don't know how to build a website?
Wait.
You go to Squarespace.com. Boom.
And you can build your own website?
Yes, you can build a site that looks professionally designed regardless of your skill level because there's no coding required. They got intuitive and easy to use tools. Okay, it has state-of-the-art technology powering your site to ensure security and stability.
That's true.
People don't think about the security part. You need some security on that website.
How much? Okay. This sounds expensive,
all right,
man.
you need security.
Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You're getting all aggressive on me right now, man. You got your fingers were pointing at me.
I was. Right,
you think I'm gonna steal your website?
I don't know. Some people try to steal.
Hold on,
stuff.
wait. Can I make a website called John Braylock?
.com? No, I already got it. And you know where I built it with? Squarespace.
Damn.
All right. That's right. Now, I know you want to know how much it was, right?
Yeah.
Starts at $8 a month.
Get the hell. Are you serious?
That's a Netflix subscription, all right?
You know what that is? That is like a meal at Burger King supersized.
Yeah.
Or
in New York, just a regular meal.
Yeah. Damn, New York.
Listen, and, okay, you get a free domain if you sign up for a year.
Wait, I can get JerahMilligan.com?
Yeah. You don't have a website yet?
Man, listen, man, I'm out here trying to live my dream. I'm trying to live my dream in the archaic age.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something. You could start a free trial site today with no credit card required at Squarespace.com. Okay? All you got to do to sign up is make sure you use the offer code JUMP. You get 10% off your first purchase.
So, hold on. So I just put, like JUMP, the offer code, I get 10% off.
10% off. Thanks to Black Man Can't Jump. You put in that offer code JUMP.
Man, this sounds too good to be true, man.
Well, it is true, so believe it.
You what? You convinced me.
Okay, good.
I'm done. I'm sold. Squarespace, we building it beautiful, baby.
Squarespace building beautiful.
Jonathan Braylock, James III, Jerah Milligan.
What more can I say? You know what it is.
Black men can jump.
In Hollywood.
Can black man jump? Can black man jump? Can black man jump? Can black man jump? I don't know if he can. He might just fall. He might trip down and break his ankle. Then you know what happens? No room for the black man. Where's the white girl? Where's the white girl? Where's the white girl?
No, I don't like it at all.
Oh, man.
I've stopped liking it.
Why? Because the white girl? Hey, yo, bro, you can't be racist against women of all different shapes and colors.
I'm not racist.
Who's racist?
I mean, James gets mad every time I bring up
are
the
we
white
starting?
girl. Sorry.
Okay.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of Black Men Can't Jump in Hollywood.
Hollywood. That's group mind.
Yeah. We're good yes-anders. My name is Jonathan Braylock.
I am Jerah Milligan.
And I'm James the Third.
So, for those of you who do not know, this podcast, we review films with leading black men. And we're just discussing, Hollywood's, maybe issue. Can we say issue?
Oh, it's an issue.
Yeah,
We're running out of movies. We're running out of movies.
Running
y'all.
out of
issue.
This is only our 5th movie. We're running out of movies.
We're running out of movies.
So, today we are doing the film Training Day.
The film that won Denzel Washington an Oscar.
That's
Well, the
right.
best actor.
Best actor. First time it happened in like 38 years, I think, something like that.
There's only one person won before him for Best Actor.
Sidney
Poitier.
I forgot.
For look who was
Sidney
it?
Poitier.
Who's coming to dinner? What's it called? Look
No,
Who's Coming
for
to Dinner.
Lilies of the Field.
Lilies of the Field. What do you want for?
Field.
That's what he won for. He was actually only nominated twice.
Sidney Poitier?
Only nominated twice.
Do you hear how that man talks?
Yeah, it was for like a film called The Defiant Ones.
Oh, I remember that one.
And then for Lilies of the Field. He didn't get nominated for Guess Who's Coming to Dinner.
Are you serious?
The dad,
Should he have?
the
Are you
dad
saying
from
that?
Guess Who's Coming to Dinner got nominated for Best Actor.
And not Sidney Poitier?
Correct.
What?
And actually, though, I think the actress in Guess Who's Coming to Dinner.
So
got it.
everybody but
Yeah, pretty much.
yo, the Oscars, man. Yo, I got some shit to say about
All
this.
right,
man.
all right.
just
So we're gonna get
awards.
into
They're
it.
just awards.
We're gonna get into it, but let's first, before we start talking about the Oscars, because that's clearly what we have to talk about. Let's just talk about our first thoughts on Training Day. What were you guys' first initial thoughts?
I enjoyed this movie when I was younger, but when I watched it for this podcast, I was like, fuck this movie. Fuck this movie. First off, you got Denzel in this movie like a nigga. That's what he was.
All
No,
right,
no,
all
hear me out.
right.
Hear me
Calm
out. Hear me
down.
out. Hear me 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 out.
far already.
No, I'm not going
yeah,
too far. I'm not going too
yeah.
far. I'm not going too far. Let me tell you why. Because what Denzel do in this movie? Where he meet Denzel? He meets Denzel in a diner. Okay?
Yeah.
With a diner. Got his
That's
guns
it.
out. What is Denzel's catchphrase in this movie? My
My
nigga.
nigga.
That's one of his.
Denzel, the
He has a couple
opening
of them.
scene in this movie, when you see Denzel, he got on a kufi. A kufi. Bam, you know who rocks
Why are you
kufis?
mad about the coup?
I'm mad
Why
about
are you
I'm
mad about his
I don't know.
I'm mad
wardrobe?
about the kufi. I'm mad he keeps saying my nigga. I'm mad that he's just chilling in the hood with some baby that he really ain't trying to claim. You know what I'm saying? I like that he had Eva Mendes.
He's a hood dude, man.
Okay, all right. Well, okay.
Okay, that's Jerah's
Well, okay. So
I'm
I
not
have-
done either.
All right, James.
Oh wow, he's not done. Okay. My initial reaction is this sound, but then it's like, but then like I was saying before,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it more this time. Than
You
when I
enjoyed it
saw
more.
When I first saw it, I was very like, man, why is he black? Blah, 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 all this stuff.
Oh,
But
really?
I was actually saying what you were saying now.
When you
then,
first saw it.
but
Did
then
you
seeing
see
it
it
this
the
time,
first time you saw it? Was it after he had won Best Actor?
oh, you know what? I don't know, but it was not. It was not in the movie theater. I didn't see it in the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
So I saw it. I saw it on video.
Yeah. So
What about you?
for me, it was like pretty much the same. I'm trying to remember. I think I did see it after he had won. And I mean, pretty much all I remember from the movie the first time was like Denzel is like crazy.
Yeah.
Like his character is crazy, but he was kind of awesome and scary and like made me feel really uncomfortable. And I like watched it.
Listen, guys.
We got phones going on.
We got phones going off in the room.
But yeah, the first time I saw it, I was like, man, this movie's all about Denzel.
Did
know
you
what I
like
mean?
it, though?
I did like it. I didn't think it was like one of the best movies I'd ever seen. I was just like, all right, this is straight up hood.
no.
But yeah, and so I pretty much had the same feeling. But like I said before we did this podcast, when we were discussing doing this movie, and eventually, inevitably, we did it because Denzel won Best Actor for it. But I was like, Denzel's not the leading character in this film.
And you know
Yeah.
what? It's so funny because I did not agree with you until I watched it. Like, the thing is, I text y'all immediately like,
Yeah.
yo, Denzel is not the star of this movie.
Yeah.
Like at no,
And
like,
not-
It opens on Ethan Hawke.
ends on Ethan Hawke.
It ends on Ethan Hawke.
I have questions about it though.
Ethan Hawke is the
because
protagonist.
I feel like Ethan Hawke is definitely the protagonist, and he is definitely the top like if it were a billing thing.
When it first
would
came
be
out
like
in
Ethan
theaters,
Hawke.
he was built first.
Yeah, so
In
but it would
theaters.
be Ethan Hawke. But I feel like they share it though. I feel like
See, I don't think so.
No.
Really, you don't think that
There
he's-
are plenty of scenes where Ethan Hawke is
It's
in and
by himself.
Denzel's not.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
There's more scenes with Ethan by himself than there are with Denzel by himself.
Right.
The only scene with Denzel by himself when Denzel gets shot up.
But there's the other one though.
What, when he's by himself? Like without Ethan?
Without Ethan, but I feel
There's
like the
kind
scene,
of a scene with him and Eva
the scene
Mendes,
with
but
him and the-
very, very short. I feel.
I
like.
mean the scene with him in the three. What do they call them? What do they call
The
them?
Three Wise Men? He
The
was
Three
there,
Wise
though.
Men.
He was in the
yeah, he
room.
was
Yeah,
there.
Ethan
but
Hawke's there.
But that scene was like.
But the
Not
thing is,
about
like,
Ethan
they
Hawke.
kept showing, anytime they showed Denzel, you saw Ethan Hawke in the
You're
background.
basically what I'm trying to say is you're seeing this movie through the eyes of Ethan Hawke's
Yeah.
character,
Right,
And
I
like,
agree with
and
that.
and as the audience, you're so. For instance,
It's his training
To
day
me,
for
it's
him.
like the movie No Country for Old Men. Javier Bardem's character is probably the biggest takeaway from that film. You're not
Yeah.
you're not really thinking about Josh Brolin's character.
Yeah.
That being said, Josh Brolin is clearly
The lead.
the lead of that movie, and Javier Bardem got nominated for Best Supporting Actor and won it. Right
Yeah.
for this film, not only did Denzel get nominated for Best Actor and win, but Ethan Hawke was nominated for Best Supporting Actor,
Which is funny
Yeah, that's
because
weird.
if
which
this,
doesn't make any sense.
because
Right.
if this was like, to me, Denzel in this movie is Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean, the original. Whereas like Johnny Depp in that movie was a supporting character, and then Orlando Bloom was the lead.
Right.
So it's like he just chewed up scenery. But the thing is interesting is that
Was Johnny Depp nominated for Best
Johnny Depp was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and it was like one of the first times a comedic actor or comedic character got nominated for Best Supporting.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because it's like, how did Denzel get nominated for? I could, you know what? I could tell you. I know how he got
why?
nominated.
Why?
Want me to tell you why? Let me tell you.
We literally just asked you
Sorry.
why.
I wanted to build suspense. Okay, suspense is what I wanted to build.
Your rhetorical
Okay.
questions are
Two reasons.
All right.
2 reasons.
Okay.
One, because the Oscars knew they fucked up. They knew they should have gave Denzel an Oscar for, let me guess, maybe John Q, or maybe Malcolm X, or maybe Hurricane.
Didn't John Q come out
Hurricane.
after this?
Fuck you, James.
Wait, what?
Yeah, John Q did
Just
come out
John
after
Q
this.
specifically came out after.
It don't
that's all I
matter. Hurricane. Hurricane, nigga. Don't correct me on the podcast. Shit. Okay,
Now-
number two.
Okay,
number
look,
two.
That's
Number
true,
two.
Hurricane.
Number two.
Okay.
Okay, number two. This is the same year that Holly won. So this was like, you know what? African Americans done been through some shit. So you got 2 of them nominated. Let's give them this win. Because Halle Berry, all she did was fuck a white dude.
Yeah.
That's all she did. And then no, first of all, don't tell me you saw Monsters Ball. You're like,
They
Halle
had the
Berry did
swirl
a good
though.
job.
You gotta appreciate the swirl.
That wasn't the swirl I
So
fucking wanted.
disrespectful.
That's not the swirl I wanted.
So disrespectful.
That's not disrespectful. If Halle Berry listens to this right now, she's probably like, you know what, Jerah? I agree. I've done better movies
Nope.
than that. No.
I mean, yes.
That
Maybe
movie
she
when she
thought
was
she
a-
had done better movies, but there's no way she's like reducing her role in Monsters Ball to just the one sex scene.
What
that
scene do you remember from Monsters Ball? What scene do you remember? Ask
I-
any person in America, what scene do you remember from Monsters Ball? Her
to be
fucking
honest,
Billy Bob Thornton.
I didn't. To be honest, I didn't watch that movie.
But what did you know? What did you know about it though?
But I did see that scene.
Yeah, but like, okay. So, Jerah,
just
I can't
for the
argue with-
record, I didn't watch that movie.
But you saw the scene.
But I did see that scene.
James, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
What scene have you seen from that movie?
Well, the sex scene. I mean, obviously.
Hold on, Nick. I'm asking our producer.
He's asking our producer.
What scene have you seen? You seen the goddamn sex
You've seen
scene.
the sex
What
scene.
scene you seen from the movie?
I specifically remember masturbating.
Everyone has seen
Just
the
so
sex
you know,
scene.
there are 5 men in this room, and we've all seen.
Oh, listen.
But wait,
women
but
that
Halle
hold
Berry sex scene.
hold up, Jerah.
Yes.
Oh
The
god.
Oscars have a long history of giving
Oscars to black people who played
no
slaves.
giving wrong
Okay.
Oscars, giving Oscars to undeserving features or roles because they should have given it to somebody a long
I
time.
agree.
Right.
I agree.
They have a long history.
They do have a
agree.
long history of that. Of
And-
actors
of
in general.
of actors, of directors, of,
Agreed. I
of just
agree.
sort of like everybody. This is not to argue against your point.
Yeah.
This kind
Which
of
is-
goes
okay,
in
wait,
line
wait, okay,
with
wait.
it.
First. I'm just going to clear something up because I was pretty sure Jerah was wrong, and he was.
What?
Johnny Depp was nominated for Best Actor.
Was
of Pirates of
he?
the Caribbean.
That nigga's the
Now,
pirates of the
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though.
Was he?
So you could potentially say that Orlando Bloom is supposed to be the lead of that movie, but Johnny Depp is very heavily featured in that film, and I would argue we like follow him a little bit more than we do Orlando Bloom.
I'm talking that
Because
in the
when
sequels,
I'm trying to remember this movie correctly, but I'm pretty sure we like see. Don't we see Johnny Depp like come like on that ship by himself, and then he eventually like stumbles into Orlando Bloom's character?
yeah, but
Yeah,
it
but
opens with Orlando.
with the little.
And
It
Orlando
opens
has,
with little Orlando, right?
and Orlando has the A story in the first one. The sequels.
Wait, but does he have
change.
the A story in it?
I
Really?
remember.
I don't-
The love story
'cause-
is him.
But the love story is him. But
Yeah.
the main
the main, like,
antagonist is
Plus,
Jeffrey
the main
Rush.
plot point is Johnny Depp like trying to get like the gold or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
But-
it
but-
revol- I don't.
Is that the main one, or is it Orlando Bloom trying to like save the dad of like the girlfriend? Because the girl
let me-
has the main.
I
let
think
me
it's
argue
very.
this,
I
though.
think it's arguable.
Yeah, true.
Would
Very
you
true.
would you say then? I mean, nobody would say this, but would you say that Training Day is about like a man trying to figure out how he can cover up
A murder,
a murder that he did? You know, like do you know what I mean?
or
Like,
trying to make like.
would you say that Training Day is because as far as the actions that happen, right? Every event that happens is because Denzel is trying to take care of this debt that he owes.
Right, but we don't know that. We
We
like
don't know that
discover
till-
that as Ethan Hawke discovers it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Shoot program 24-hour lockdown.
We do have to start. I don't know why we haven't been quoting this movie.
Yo, this movie
for
is
this
the
entire.
most quotable movie.
King Kong ain't
got
got nothing. Oh, that's right. He
It's so good.
curses. I don't curse.
No, but it's okay. I'll say it for you. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
What is the first thing? The first scene it might be my favorite though. In the coffee shop, when he first enters, and he's like, you won't let me read my paper? Tell me a story.
No. Tell me a story.
Tell me a story.
Yeah, it's so good. Then he hits him with there's so many quotes. You want to go Joe? You want to go home? Nigga, I've been planning this all day. I've been planning this all week.
That one was my favorite.
Yeah.
That's some
That's the one
hurtful
that
shit.
Say,
That's the one that
all
gets
week.
turned on against him.
That's
Yeah.
some
You want to go
hurtful
jail? You want to
shit.
go home? He's like, oh, but wait. When, at the end when he gets shot in the ass and he's like, you mother, like that. That's my favorite.
He shot me in the ass. like Denzel,
Disrespectful.
like, and the thing is, like, that's some acting because his face. I'm like, oh, he got shot in the ass. Like that's just real.
No, I think my favorite bit is when Ethan Hawke gets out, like, basically doesn't get killed because he like saved that. The
the 16-year-old
drug
girl.
banger's like cousin,
Yeah.
and so he comes back and then he like he like busts open the door, points the gun at Denzel, and he's like, put the money in the bag, throw your gun over here, and Denzel's just like,
Right.
he's like, you did it, congratulations, you're a narc, you did it, you won. I was like, no, you trying to play like this was a damn game.
Yo, Denzel's
Yeah,
dirty
he
as
tried to play
shit.
it off like it's a game. He's just like, you did it. Congratulations. Or when he's rubbing the gun. Okay, there's so many.
Oh my
Listen
God.
here.
So many
Dude, when
great
he's
things.
rubbing the gun at the
Denzel
dude-
should have won.
Oh, he should have won. Don't get it twisted. I mean, he rubs when the dude's about to rape the little girl and like they grab him and he like rubs the gun. You told me to suck your dick, right home, and he's rubbing. And he's
Oh, you
just
called me
rubbing
a
the
liar?
gun.
That's the thing is, it is undeniable that he is scary
Yes.
in this
Oh,
movie.
my God.
Like he's frightening. Like throughout it, you're just like, is he
like I feel uncomfortable anytime he like when he was like forcing Ethan Hawke's character to smoke crack. Like I was just like, holy
saying it was
crap.
weed. Saying
Oh,
it was
sorry, yeah,
weed.
it was like
No,
weed.
it
He
was,
like,
but it
smoking
was no,
weed.
but it was. But
It was like PCP.
PCP, but he told him it was weed and shit.
And like, granted, he has a catchphrase that's "my nigga," right?
So
But that's the blackest thing that he's
Oh, it
able to
is.
do, right? Because everything else is like you could see anybody in that role
Well, he's just a crooked-
doing all of the things that they're doing, right?
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like that's the thing that's hard about this movie is he actually just playing a really scary crooked cop, or did he just black it up for the Academy and they were like, here's your Oscar? Or, you know.
I told you this last night. Like I met someone, a director who I'm scared to say his name because he's kind of relevant. When I was younger, I did this
Only
documentary.
kinda, though.
Yeah, only kind of. Like I met this director who is black, who knows Denzel personally. Like there's tons of photos, and he's
Okay.
like, when they saw Training Day, everyone's like, oh, Denzel blacked it up. Denzel got black, and he's like, people forget Denzel's from like Mount Vernon. And this is the exact words. He's like, people forget Denzel's just a nigga. Like that's literally what he said. He's like, that's what he said. And he was like, yo, that's how Denzel acts. I mean, not
Right.
like probably now, but he's like Denzel's just a goon who made it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And I'm like, it's interesting seeing that movie because Denzel was just. And he's
See,
a dude from the
I
block.
disagree with this idea that he like blacks it up.
I don't
like,
think so. I
it's
don't
so
think so.
truthful. Like it
I agree.
feels, and you can see elements of Denzel's personality in it, and after, you know what I mean? Like he's just like that.
Yeah.
Kind, but he just has certain movements or whatever. Like I don't. It's an amazing performance.
The point you're talking about when he was like when he was doing the gun, and like he does one thing I thought was the best thing ever. Like
Rubs
he
guns.
he rubs the guns, and he and like when he talks about himself, like you told me, he takes the guns
Yeah.
and just like you told me, and he touches his chest with the, like with the front of the pistols, and he's
Yeah.
like, you told me to suck your dick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and the thing is like, it's just a real moment because it's like, yo. These guns are huge. She got 2 Desert Eagles, and he's like, "You told me." He basically just pounded on his chest with guns.
It is the scariest.
They hit
part
the
of
Batman.
All right.
Sorry, I can go on there with that.
So let's talk about the Oscars, though. Let's just talk about the history, of leading black men and women. We can talk about too, in terms of like Oscar nominations. So I have here like the list of there were a lot of actors. Well, not a lot. There were a handful of actors nominated
15.
before Training Day.
It was like 12,
So there was. Let me see how many.
9.
Well, Sidney Poitier won, right? Then there was James Earl Jones in 1970, Paul Winfield in 1972, Dexter Gordon in 1986, Morgan Freeman for Driving Miss Daisy in 1989, Denzel for Malcolm X in 92, Lawrence Fishburne in 93 for What's Love Got to Do with It? That's the Tina
Oh yeah,
Turner.
he should have won. That shit was
Oh, yeah,
great.
because that motherfucker was crazy.
Morgan Freeman for The Shawshank Redemption in 94, and then
Another should have
Denzel.
won.
Oh, so is it legit like 10?
It's let's see, 1, 2, 3,
Yo.
4, 5, 6.
It can't be. I was joking.
No, 8.
It's less than 10.
Well,
I mean,
if
but you also have to
you're
think
counting
about-
how many actors or how many
Best
times?
actors at least being nominated.
Just like individual actors?
Yeah, just like-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Because Morgan Freeman was nominated twice and
Denzel.
Denzel was nominated 3 times.
And then if you
before he
add
won.
Jamie Foxx after that, and then Denzel one
Oh,
more time
okay,
after
yeah.
that.
So after
So we're at 11.
we have 7, and then you have Will Smith,
Jamie,
it's 8, 9,
and then Denzel.
Don Cheadle, Terrence Howard, Forrest Whitaker,
Okay.
and Chiwetel Ejiofor.
So we got 15. How many? How long
In
was
terms-
the Oscars? How long was the Oscars? How many years has the Oscars been on?
80 something? 80?
Oh, 80 some
70,
years? 70 some
Oh
years?
man,
70,
it's-
80?
And if we got 15.
It's been around for quite some time.
And it's 15, rounding up.
Wait. 87.
87 years.
It is 15, motherfucker.
15 actors.
God dang. God, that just depressed the hell out of me. I was joking. I
They
said,
nominated 5 a year.
I didn't think you were joking. I thought it wasn't. I thought you were saying the actual statistic.
No,
and then you were
Yeah, I thought.
off.
Yeah.
and then you were
and
you
then-
overshot it.
Wait. I'm just going to do that math real quick. So if there are 5 a year, there's been 435 nominations.
damn.
That being said, there's been duplicates, so it's more than 15, but I would say maybe.
I mean,
It's
but
like
it's still
probably 20?
it still doesn't meet the proportion of
not even
black
close.
actors
Good God.
To black
artists
population.
to black population, but just in Hollywood, like it could have at least been, it could have at least been representative of like say 30% of Hollywood is black, and then say 30% of the awards,
Which is, I don't think even true.
right? Is that too many?
Yeah.
I think it is.
I'd say, look, so the population of black people in America is probably like 13%.
Yeah.
And basically, if like just a rough estimate, it's like about 5% of black actors have been nominated. 5% of the nominations have been a black actor. Anyway, none of this
All
is.
right, well.
None of this is. We're giving out random numbers that all these listeners are going to be like, nope, you're actually
They're not-
mathematically
the thing
incorrect.
is, they're not
Google
gonna
it
do that.
yourself. You can Google it yourself.
Okay, so
I'll do it right now.
So here's the thing: are you upset though that the first time? You know what else is interesting? Will Smith was nominated the same year for Ali.
Right?
At the same time as this movie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Will Smith, the other time he got nominated was for Pursuit of Happiness. And who won that year was Forrest Whitaker for Last King of Scotland. Oh. So both times Will Smith lost to a black man playing the role of a villain, which I thought was interesting.
I mean, my thing is,
if you look at it, Ray is not a villain.
Was that
right?
08?
But he is not a good man.
Yeah, he's not a good man. He's a woman beater.
But also that year, Jamie Foxx was nominated twice.
Which makes no sense.
What?
Yo, what?
Are you just no?
You
just don't like his role in Collateral, or
have you? First off,
I've seen Collateral.
You thought he was good in Collateral?
Hey,
he's definitely good in Collateral.
Yo, first off, the fact that Tom. Okay, we're getting off tangent, but the fact that Tom Cruise wasn't nominated and Jamie Foxx was, you could have put a monkey with glasses on.
But
in that
listen,
thing.
but listen, I could
have put.
You realize that, Jerah, if you were white, we'd be getting so many complaints about how freaking racist you are.
Monkey. First off, audience, monkey is my go-to animal. I would say monkey for anybody.
Monkey is my go-to animal.
So it's like it doesn't matter if he's white or black.
I want that
Puerto
on a
Rican.
T-shirt.
Monkey's my go-to animal. Okay, fine. It could have been a Chihuahua.
All right, but what I'm trying to say,
driving that car.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is he was nominated twice that year,
which is weird.
It's a weird thing. And what typically
they didn't do that for Leo.
If somebody is, they've never done that.
Leo's too pretty. Leo's too pretty. Have you guys not seen?
No, Leo was. He could have been nominated for Blood Diamond and The Departed, but he didn't.
He's too pretty.
I think this also has to do with the studios pushing things, by the way, too.
But the fact that he still won any one of them, is extraordinary.
My thing is he was winning. He was winning. Okay, let's go back to like Denzel Oscar real quick.
Okay,
because this is my thing about Denzel's Oscar. I feel like, and we all know, I feel like we've talked about on this show that sometimes the reason we don't have a lot of African American actors nominated for Oscars, especially men, sometimes is because most of our male actors aren't trained male actors.
Right.
Like they're rappers or like. I mean, we do comedy, but like we're all are trained. So it's like sometimes we have like comedians who step in and like take that role, which is fine, but it's like they aren't like a trained actor. So like when Denzel comes up or like a Sidney Poitier or Idris Elba or somebody, I feel like what happened, especially in this year when Denzel won this Oscar, it was such an uproar about blacks being nominated for the Oscars. Like, and it still happens a little bit now, where it's like, oh, there was no blacks nominated at all. For instance, last Oscars.
Yeah.
And people, it was like a big deal. We're boycotting. We're not watching them, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it's like, when Denzel won, I felt like it's one of those things of like, oh, there's a black man and a black woman nominated. Not saying
and
it's
Sidney
that corrupt.
Poitier was getting the honorary.
It was like this. That was a black night. I remember watching.
It was
Ebony,
very much a
black
black.
night.
It was.
And then like Denzel.
It was very much like it seemed very like. Almost like people planned it out. Like
it was
Have
very
you guys
weird.
seen that? Have you seen the Eddie Murphy presenting speech that he gave? He gave a presenting speech like in the 80s.
Yes.
And he was like, how black people in the Oscars, he's like, I'm just excited to be here because you know how you guys are with giving us Oscars. He's like, we're probably not due for one until around. And then it was like really close to
it was
really close to like,
Yeah.
but I think he said like 90. You think he said like, no, he may have even said, so we're not due until 2004 or something crazy
Yeah, he
like
did.
that
He
in
did.
the joke. And then
It was 03
this was
when they got
2000, what was
Two.
this,
2002.
2002, like that's the black night of the Oscars, which is like this crazy.
Do you guys remember the photos that came out the next? And I'm only asking you this because I know, like, usually the people who win Oscars, the actors, all take photos together. But think back. I don't know if you can think back, but like on that night in particular, and I may be exaggerating, so people at home Google it, let us know. But I remember like that night in particular, there were so many photos of just the two of them. Mm-hmm. Like usually, sometimes when they do those, like who won the Oscars, like if you think about last year, if you look up last year's Oscars, you'll probably see photos of either. It's usually like the person who wins Best Actress and Best Supporting usually take photos together.
Yeah.
Like Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, and then all four take a photo. It's usually how like sometimes it goes, and then of course they like pair up. But I remember that year in particular, there were so many photos of just the two of them. Yeah. Like it was just the two of them. They were like on the cover. I remember the cover of like Ebony magazine. It was the two of them smiling, Halle Berry crying, like they just got free.
Yeah, like it felt very. I remember then feeling that it was very like it was very planned, like it was very much like something that was set up, right?
Yeah.
And that is like a hard and sad thing that might be true, you know, about life, but also like
flash forward to this past year's Oscars where there was no black actors nominated for both Best Acting or Best actress, I believe,
Nope,
right?
nope. And my man didn't win. He got nominated for playing Dr. Martin Luther King. I feel the fact that he played Martin Luther King, you should have gave him a nomination. Just based it on
Just
Martin Luther King.
gave him a nomination. Here you
Just
go, Martin
give
Luther
it to
King.
him, right?
Here's your
Just
Oscar
give-
nomination.
My thing is this: you're telling me, and I mean this out of love. So, Miss Halle Berry, if we ever meet later in life, just know I love you, and I say this out of love. But I'm gonna say it because I feel like
I think that helps.
Everyone has to say it. You're telling me Halle Berry won an Oscar before Angela Bassett won an Oscar.
But let's
Angela
but
motherfucking
but Angela Bassett, right? So yes,
Yeah,
So
I
Angela
mean-
Bassett should have won an Oscar before then, right?
For
But
What's Love Got to Do
for
with
what's
I
love?
mean,
Oh my
my
God,
goodness.
she kills in that, right?
My goodness.
But let's just talk about just those roles, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and the role as even if we just talked about Alphonse, what's his name? Alonzo, right? It's for Denzel as far as like his career of roles. He only had. I was saying this before off the podcast, but I feel like he only really has a handful of big character roles that he plays,
agree.
right? And this is definitely one of them. It's like I cannot say that Denzel Washington has ever scared me in a movie, but then when I watch that, I do feel afraid, right?
Right.
And
He's usually a good guy.
Right, he's usually a really good guy. I watched Two Guns today also.
I like
Yeah, that movie's dope.
That movie
I like
is a
that
lot
movie.
of fun. But like in thinking about Two Guns and the character that he plays in Two Guns, just like, all right, whatever. It's just like a guy, right? Like,
Yeah.
like whereas this role in particular,
Right.
you know, is such a departure in so many ways that
you're
it's
right.
almost like, yes, here's your like,
Yeah.
great,
Hey,
you've done
so-
you've done this thing that's so different and took me on that journey, and I
So-
believe you. So here's your
Yeah,
Oscar.
I'll say this. I don't think. I feel like the popular or the easy kind of road to go down is like, how dare Denzel win for this instead of the Malcolm X or the Hurricane, even though he could have won for those.
But those are
potentially.
the other ones that I'm
You know what
thinking
I mean?
of as far as
like he could have won,
character
and those were great, and you could say like, oh, they like purposely waited to give it to like him for him playing a role that was like more deviant or more hood or gangster or whatever. But I think he deserved winning it for this, and that Oscars do that a lot. Like they, you have, like we said it before, actors win sometimes, even though they probably should have won before. They didn't. They win now. But to me, what this really speaks to is just the fact that there are so few roles where black men are the leads, so they can even get a chance to be nominated for. So, like, my whole thing, like, I understand people were upset, especially like David Oyelowo didn't get nominated for, Martin Luther King, and there's probably there were other factors to that too, like that, like the production company didn't get it out to like SAG Awards in time, so he wasn't nominated for a SAG, and SAG is like one of the biggest, reasons why you get nominated in the first place. And so most people probably didn't see the film. The film didn't really come out until like Christmas Day in limited release.
Very limited.
You know what I
Like,
mean?
they,
it wasn't
tried to
nationwide
hurry
release
up
until
and get it. Yeah.
So whatever. But you know what I mean? You can say like they purposely didn't put it. I think it was just like nobody knew about that movie until it was too late. The real problem to me for this year's Oscars and why it was so white, it was because Hollywood isn't giving these roles to people. There were 15 actors, 15 black actors in the history of cinema that have been nominated for Best Actor, and it's like more, you know what I mean? And all of them are older. Morgan Freeman. So the year that Denzel lost for The Hurricane, like Kevin Spacey won for American Beauty. Then you had Russell Crowe for The Insider, Sean Penn for Sweet and Lowdown, and Richard Farnsworth for The Straight Story. There's like such an eclectic, like there's such a mixture of other roles that like all these actors are given the opportunity for. Yeah. And like just there are so few. If we're only counting on Denzel, Will Smith, Morgan Freeman, you know what I mean? Freaking Jamie Foxx to be the only guys who can win a Best Actor, then of course they're only going to have those type of roles come often, once every 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah, and I even struggle to kind of come up with more people to even name,
Or who,
outside
who
of those
was
people.
due,
And
haven't gotten nominated yet.
Yeah,
because it's like all the ones who probably should be nominated have been. Don Cheadle has, Forrest Whitaker, and that's because there's so few opportunities given
That's-
to black men to be even in these Oscar type roles, you know what I mean, that you even have. And one of those reasons too, you can think about is the biopics. Like biopics are usually popular for Oscar roles. There are only so many, you know what I mean? You're not going to do a slave movie every freaking year. It's going to get all the people.
They got
want to
slave
see it.
TV shows coming out in the fall. They do. They got like 2. It's crazy.
You know, I mean, it's just like that kind of the African American history. So when you're looking back and like, I always think about that when I look back at like a show like Mad Men or whatever. I'm like, these are cool shows. It just sucks that like,
I can't be on it.
yeah, you can't. Well, there's black actors, you can't be on it. If you're on it, it's just not going to feel that truthful. You know what I mean? And that's just because of what the history was. You know. So, and what's his name wasn't nominated. Michael B. Jordan didn't get nominated for Fruitvale Station. Right. And like so you have
Even
those.
the Idris that year for because it was.
Yeah,
they thought it was
well,
gonna be
I saw
two.
Mandela Longmore film. It was not. Good,
I know, but people thought it was gonna be. Yeah, true. But
that being said, he should still have more opportunities
Yeah.
because he can hit it out of the park. He can get a home run, but again, he's not given those. He's not given enough opportunities. These actors aren't given. Okay, so the other thing I want to talk about real quick is because we brought up rappers. Freaking 2 rappers are in this movie.
Yeah.
It pissed me off.
I was actually
my-
excited to see both of them. I was like, oh shit, Snoop, and then I was like, Dr. Dre, yeah.
So yeah,
I was
Dr.
very
Dre
excited.
and Snoop are in this film.
Man,
Straight outta Compton, baby.
Hey, listen.
But why? Like the other
Unnecessary, but it was
dudes,
awesome.
the white dudes who were in this film who were a part of like this crooked.
We're just white
cop-
actors.
We're just white actors. They didn't get freaking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like BC Boys.
But we're going to talk about the trivia later. But Eminem was offered the part of
He was offered the part of Ethan Hawke's character.
Ethan Hawke character, but
Ethan
that's-
Hawke's character is like a respectable, like innocent. You know what I mean? Like that would have been a stretch. They would have had him like as a thing, but like I don't know. It
don't
just
even
to me,
matter
it was
because
like,
he
why
ain't
do you
even
have to
get
get gangsters? Oh, what's his name is in this movie too? Tate Cruz is in the background. Terry Crews.
Oh yeah,
sorry.
Terry.
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews is in the
he
back.
is.
He literally has no lines. He's just like a muscle.
But he did
it must have been one of his first roles.
He did a ton of movies like that.
Yeah.
Before he was
Did he?
Yeah. Oh my gosh! If you go back and look at
He's just
like
a muscle.
he's just like in these movies like as like
Yeah. Good for him. What a freaking hustler.
He really hustled really hard.
I mean,
See,
I
he
will
should
say
be
this.
leading movies.
You guys
Well,
have won
he
me
should.
over.
Has Terry Crews ever been leading the movie?
He's led TV shows. Are we
Yes,
there yet?
So many
He's
of
led-
them.
yeah.
Are we there yet? I don't think he's led
He
a
was
movie
a-
by himself. Because he's been in like, White Chicks, he's been in like Expendables, he's been in Friday After Next.
He's in a lot of
There's
movies,
some, like-
but I don't know if he's ever led one yet.
Yeah, no. I
If
don't
it is,
think he
it's probably
has.
one of those black movies that went straight to DVD.
But why not? You know what I mean? I don't know.
He could. People love him. White people love Terry Crews.
I mean,
That's
who
when you know you
doesn't
made
love
it.
Terry Crews.
No, I agree, bro. But
And he's a good actor, and he's been in it. He's been in it for a long time.
I was saying, but he's like Tay Diggs. You ever met a white chick who don't like Tay Diggs? I'm serious. Have you ever met a white woman who doesn't?
How can you not?
But the thing is, like black people don't even listen, like mess with Tay Diggs like that. Anytime I'm like,
Black
you know,
people love Tay Diggs. What you talking about?
when you rocking a Tay Diggs movie?
What?
Name me 2 Tay Diggs movies right now.
But I can't.
I don't even know it. I mean, Tay Diggs was in Rent.
Exactly. But if you bring it up, no, listen, do this.
How's
do
Stella
this.
Got a Groove Back?
Listen,
Stella
do
Got a
this.
Groove Back.
Listen, do
That's
this.
one.
Do this.
I have to name 2.
Was he
Give
in
me a
Best Man
second.
Holiday?
He was the best man holiday.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
He helped you out.
I'm
That's okay. When y'all go around, when y'all hang out like later in the week, talk to a white girl.
He's
Be
in-
like,
he's in-
be like, who's an attractive black man? Bet you they say Tay Diggs. I'm dead. Every time I bring up like black dudes not getting no love, I love Tay Diggs. What the fuck? There's more black dudes than Tay Diggs.
Yeah, but
Oh,
How did we get down this path?
I don't know. We were talking about Tay
You
Cruz.
remember?
We were talking about
It's my
I
fault.
do
It's my
not.
fault. This is what I meant to say. This is what I meant to say. You guys, listen to the two of you talk, 'cause I was trying to be quiet a little bit.
All right.
You guys have changed my mind on this movie.
Okay.
Because coming into this, I said up top, I hated this movie.
Yeah.
But based on kind of what both of you guys said, is that this is a really good acting job by Denzel. And the thing is,
that is the first of all, we haven't even really talked about this film that much. We just talked about moments in it.
Yeah.
So for those of you who haven't seen it, Training Day
45 minutes in.
follows
Training
the day's journey of Ethan Hawke's character. No, but like this this movie is Denzel Washington.
It's
like
a
Ethan
good
Hawke does a
acting
really
movie.
good job in this movie too. By the way, I do think he does a great
Oh,
job.
phenomenal.
And like the direction in the movie is great. I think the director is awesome.
Anton Fuqua?
Anton Fuqua.
Fuqua.
You like saying his name. But Denzel is what makes this movie a freaking movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree.
If he wasn't such a big character, you know. And if he wasn't like he is so persuasive, you know.
Oh,
he has
when
that
he-
way, like you just
that just reminded me of another part when he's like, smoke it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm not going to smoke it. And then he like puts
Yeah.
a gun to his head.
And stops in the middle of the
And
street.
it stops in the middle of the street. And then after he smokes it, he's just like, come on, man. You're a grown man. It's not like somebody held a gun to your head.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
like, this dude is crazy.
Right, he's insane.
Yo, and the thing is, that was a
He's
very
crazy.
well-made script. And I think it's so funny because, like, I know we always talk about, like, you know, black guys don't get an opportunity to do a bunch of roles. And to me, it's like, I understand he's a crooked cop, but I kind of, like, listening to you guys talk, I like the fact that he was a crooked cop. Because
Yeah.
to me, it's like, I'm happy
He wasn't-
he wasn't a slave
Yeah.
or a drug dealer or a rapper.
Me too.
Yeah, he was a dude, to be honest, like, he was at the top of his shit.
Yeah.
Like, he was respected. He's had his hustle tight. And it's
I
like,
mean, the whole movie, before, as we're discovering all the stuff, like every time he says a reason why he's done something, I'm like, yeah. Like I want to be like,
Yeah.
I want to be like, right, exactly. Like even after he shoots, what's the guy's name?
His main man? His,
yeah.
like, his- I don't even remember.
After he shoots him, I'm like, he's like, I saw him get away with shit for years, and now I got him. I'm like, yeah. That's,
Did you?
Yes.
I know.
You're like,
you,
dude,
you do kind of believe it. You do, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he makes it really believe. You believe Ethan Hawke's journey as like really struggling to like
Yeah.
understand, like, because immediately
This dude is
Ethan Hawke's
respected.
like, this guy is insane. This guy
Yeah.
he seems like a crooked cop, but like the way that Denzel like talks to him, he's like, oh, maybe he's right. So much so, which makes to me that scene so powerful when it's like so obvious that Ethan Hawke was supposed to be killed and he only wasn't killed because of this like minor thing that he
Yeah.
had to stop Denzel for. And when he comes back, Denzel's like, yeah, like it was all part of this game. It's
Right.
like, okay, now you're still trying to lie to me. You tried to kill me, and this dude's still trying to lie to me,
Yo.
and you almost kind of believe it too. You're like, oh yeah.
Can we talk about how Ethan Hawke almost got fucked up though? That dude had a sawed-off shotgun to his chin.
And as far as the structure of the movie goes, it is insane. Like,
No.
and I often feel like shit like that is like, oh come on, like it's like that. It's that thing of like that only happened so that this could happen later.
Yeah.
But exactly right
Yeah.
because we
But you never saw it
we
coming,
follow
though.
a whole day right, and then we're that is so far away in our minds that when it happens you're like, oh right, oh.
There are a bunch of
it's such an
precursors in
exciting
this
moment.
movie. This script, whoever wrote this script, I definitely should look it up. It's a fantastic script because there's so many precursors. Like Denzel earlier in the movie says to him, it's like, hey, if you don't take this wedding ring off, you don't do this, you don't do that, you're going to end up as one of those guys on the cover of the newspaper. For you know, like
Right, yeah.
At the end of the movie, when Ethan Hawke walks in the house,
That's exactly
on
what you
TV.
hear.
That's exactly what you hear about Denzel's character.
Yeah.
Alonzo.
That was a good.
It's so many. I mean, even the whole rape thing, like the fact that he picked up that wallet is like, yo, this is crazy.
Trying to see who was written by.
But my thing about, I'm happy. You know, now I'm thinking about, I'm happy Denzel did it because it's like I would rather him play like
David
I wouldn't mind
Ayer.
him playing an alcoholic doctor. It's like white people get to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like let him play a criminal. You know what I'm saying?
David Ayer. That's who wrote it.
What else has he
White
written?
guy.
Let me look that up.
Oh.
I can look it up.
No, I have it right here.
Sorry.
David Ayer, he also wrote, oh wait, let me just make sure. Because sometimes it's like known for, but I just want to make sure it's written. You know what I mean? Writer. Yeah, Fury. That was a good movie.
Oh, Fury?
Fury.
Sabotage.
Shit.
End of Watch. That's a great film.
End of Watch is a good
Jake
movie.
Gyllenhaal. Speaking of
Yo,
Speaking of
Jake
Jake
Gyllenhaal.
dude is amazing in that film.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
He wrote SWAT. That movie sucks.
That movie was terrible.
That's with Samuel L. Jackson.
And LL Cool
And
J.
LL Cool J, another freaking rapper.
Freaking rapper.
All right, and then he wrote Dark Blue, The Fast and the Furious. He wrote the original The Fast and the Furious,
Oh shit.
Oh wow.
but he didn't write any of the other ones.
That means he got fucked on them royalties, son.
And he wrote U-571, which actually is a great movie too.
Yeah,
Was it? Was it?
U-571 is about German U-boat with Bill.
that's what's up.
Is it Bill?
Any black
Is it
people
Bill
in it?
Pullman?
Any black people in it?
Bill
I forget. Is it?
Any black
It's
people
Bill
in it?
Paxton.
Any black
Bill
people in
Paxton.
it?
And Matthew McConaughey.
I think
Any
there's
black people in
there's
it?
black people.
Is
in
it two? There's one
Is it?
black.
Nah, there's no black
There's at
people in
least
that film.
one black person in the movie.
There's no
he
way
talk?
that there are any black films.
Am I
Okay,
thinking
you're
of-
right. There's one black person.
Thank
in
you
that
very
movie.
much.
Does he talk? Does he talk?
Yeah, he's a minor character. It's World
in
War
the
II.
movie.
That's again World War II.
So let me ask you this: who liked this? Like, did y'all like
Training Day?
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, like I said, it was.
We
for
just
me,
quoted the hell out of this movie.
I'm saying, but you still gotta hate it a little
and
bit.
for me, I liked it more this time. I was able to actually look at it objectively this time, whereas before, I think when I first saw it, I think it was probably after he won, and it was like after all the talk of like he's evil, blah blah blah. Why the fuck is he getting the Oscar now?
I do have to
and
say,
then I
though,
think I was watching it through that lens.
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
You know what I mean? When I first saw it, but then watching it this time, I was like, people are only getting up in arms. People are getting up in arms, but for no reason. Like
It's not for no reason though. It's the reason. They're getting up in arms and their reasoning seems superficial, but the reality is underneath. It's because of the lack of black
Right,
men
yeah.
in film.
No, yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's-
Like they're looking at the surface, like what happens after. You know what I mean? Like this virus is taking effect. You know what I mean? And then it's like, oh look, there are spots on my skin. It's like, yeah,
Right.
but those spots came there because of something else that's happening underneath.
Yeah.
To me, that's what's happening.
I saw this movie in theaters like 3 times.
wow, shit.
It's a character
Like,
piece. You know what?
it's
I
so good to
do.
me.
Denzel is the leading actor in this film
Wait,
because
what?
it is.
Wait a minute.
No, I am changing my mind because
No,
I'm changing my mind.
No,
Yeah. It's a character
No.
piece. It's a character piece. It's a character piece for Alonzo. Even though, in terms of the story, Ethan Hawke is the protagonist, and we're supposed to see it through him. This film has nothing to do with Ethan
yes,
Hawke.
no, that's not true. Ethan Hawke has debate. Like the thing is, Ethan Hawke, the character he starts out as and the character he ends is.
No, it's the
like,
same.
No, it's not, because he gets so much tougher towards the end of this movie. Because before, when he starts, he's like, "Have you arrested anybody?" No. Like he had never
No,
pulled his gun.
no.
He did in the car. He said, "Have you arrested anybody?" Ethan Hawke has nothing
No.
to say.
He said,
"Shut
"Have
up."
you killed anybody?" He didn't say, "Have you arrested?"
No.
He did
said,
arrest
he said,
people.
how many people when he starts?
He was like, how many how many big time people have
He
you?
said, "How many people have you incarcerated?" And Ethan Hawke didn't say anything. And he was like, "I put so many people in correctional something." Like he did this whole thing like.
Right.
Okay,
Like,
you're quoting it wrong, but I know
No,
what you're
I'm saying,
talking about.
but he did. He said
He's
but it's
saying
something
he
like
hasn't brought down like a drug ring because he wasn't a narcotics cop. He was a patrol officer. He like told us when he was telling the story. He was telling a story about
bust,
arresting
yeah.
arresting a guy for drunk driving, and that guy was about to go murder somebody. But this is what I'm saying. Ethan Hawke there is a character arc, and he's needed because film, you need to tell a story, and there needs to be a character arc. But like this film, the reason it exists is like a character study piece, and that character is Alonzo.
Yeah.
So I can understand that.
I just think he's a character. I think, honestly, now I'm thinking about it out loud, he is what a supporting character should be. He is the character that comes through the scenes, who just eats up the scenery, who you're just like waiting for them to come on next. He's not the one who has to carry the movie. He's the one who gets to have the joy in the movie. You know what I mean? He's the one like to me, like if I ever got to be in a movie, I want to be the supporting guy. I want to be the one who doesn't have to be in every scene, but when I'm in that scene, I'm just tearing that shit up, and then you
true.
go back to you setting it up. You basically it's like improv. It's like your straight man is setting it up, so the funny one comes in, knocks it out the park.
Yeah, I changed my mind. Denzel is the supporting actor.
Oh my goodness, we're never
Well,
getting
listen, this just goes back to what I was saying before. I feel like it's a debatable thing. I feel like the way that it depends on how you look at the movie. Who is the lead? I personally think that they share it. I think that
you're
it's
wrong,
a.
James.
All right. I think that it is I think that as far as the journey though of the character, I think the arc of Ethan Hawke's character is a stronger arc. I feel like Denzel is sort of in one spot, and it sort of like ramps up exponentially. But I don't think it goes well. But
That's
no,
what I'm
because-
saying. That's why I said it was a
Yeah.
character study. He doesn't have an arc.
Yeah,
The
true.
person who has an arc is Ethan Hawke. The last thing I want to say is that this movie does. I am a little pissed though that freaking Ethan Hawke is like the savior of the film and like the only. He's like standing for justice and good and like it will not be corrupted kind of thing and like because Denzel like I understand again like we've said like if this existed in a vacuum then it's like great, that's awesome, Denzel's character is awesome, give him the award, blah blah blah, but because it doesn't, it does like it's hard for people not to freaking look at this and be like, damn dude, why does Denzel have to be the bad guy and why does he have to win for being a bad guy? Why can't he freaking win for being like you know what I mean?
So you're mad that the white man has to go in the hood, literally in Watts, set the black people free for against the evil other black dude. Because literally at the end of this movie, Ethan Hawke gets the thugs.
He's pardoned by everybody.
And not only that, but they split. I will never forget this shot. literally like the guy in Watts from the Bloods is standing in front of him, and they literally step out. So everyone literally opens up so he can walk down the street by himself, leaving. They part the scene so he can walk through.
I know we're like out of time, but that doesn't feel like a race thing to me. I mean, like I know that what we end up with is a very clear, like, there's a white man that's saving the black people thing that happens, or saving the minorities.
It literally happens
because they're not all black in that neighborhood.
Man, first off, they ain't Watts. Most of them black.
They ain't all black.
Yeah, there's some Spanish people.
Okay, some of them just brown.
Look, but it is still a white savior of this minority, right? But I do not think that that's the movie that was written, right? That's the movie that we end up with, and that's an unfortunate thing.
You
right?
know what? We need to write a movie. I want to write a movie where a black teacher goes into the suburbs and get all the white kids to stop doing coke and having sex with each other. Let's do that movie.
It's called 187.
All right.
That movie
Hey, James. Does that movie exist for real? Is that what happens?
It does, but they're in California, and I think actually a majority of the students are Hispanic, so never mind.
That don't count. That don't count at all. They
Also, Denzel's death scene is the best death scene.
Oh, that's the best death scene of all time.
in cinema history.
First of all, why he get shot up so much? Though?
So much
because
by Russians.
I mean, to see it
by
to
white
see it,
Russians.
That literally explains the whole day. Like,
it does.
He was trying to stop.
Well, it's like the hatred of everybody, of everyone in the film. Like, literally every person, every character he comes across from in the movie, like, kind of hates Denzel's character. And so it's like all of this hatred being poured out onto Denzel at one time.
Denzel gets shot up in the car. So when he gets out the car, he's already dying.
Are you not upset that Ethan Hawke didn't kill Denzel?
You know what? To be truthfully honest, I would prefer Ethan Hawke to kill Denzel. Because Ethan Hawke is the lead of the movie.
But that would defeat. My God!
All right. We gotta go.
To be continued.
This is a 7-part episode. This is day one.
Yeah, that's Trading Day.
Hey, Bray. So I went on a trip recently, right? And I kept running out of underwear, man. It gets tough.
You ran out of underwear?
Yeah, because you know how like sometimes you take a couple of underwears and it's like, I don't want to do laundry, so then you might like reuse a pair.
No.
What?
No.
You don't reuse men's underwear?
No, man. You gotta wear clean underwear every day.
Dude, that's a lot of underwear.
165 days a year. Yeah, you're right. Rain or shine, you better wear some underwear.
Hold on. Wait.
What?
Don't we have a sponsor now that's like super sexy underwear? Don't we got one of those?
I think you're talking about MeUndies.
MeUndies, right?
MeUndies. MeUndies is sponsoring us. Okay, look. MeUndies understands your problems. You got so many. That's why they've created the world's most comfortable underwear. And you got to order a bunch of those.
I mean, but is it sexy though?
Man. Yes, it's sexy enough for your swirl. Okay, it's made from modal.
What?
Mm-hmm. It's a fabric that's twice as soft as cotton.
Oh, time out.
Take that, cotton.
Cotton's super soft.
Listen, we black. We don't want to wear no underwear with cotton. We got too many problems with cotton.
Who? That's true. Because who would have picked the cotton? You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay. Plus, we all know that paying for shipping sucks, right? So MeUndies has removed that from the equation. All orders in the U.S. and Canada ship for free.
What? Okay. That sounds good. But say I get a pair of MeUndies and it's like, you know what?
You ain't feeling it?
I ain't feeling these undies, man.
Well, luckily, even though that shouldn't happen, MeUndies even has a money-back guarantee.
Get the what?
Yes, son. So if you don't love your first pair, you get to keep it for free. You literally have nothing to lose.
Hold on, wait. So they ship the undies for free.
That's right.
And then if I don't like the undies and I could wear them like 2 or 3 times and be like, oh man, I don't want these.
Listen,
they gonna give my money back.
You can stop. Keep the underwear. You need more. Okay, MeUndies has tons of colors and styles. Okay, they even release a new design every month. All right, listen, you got to go. And look, we're going to sweeten the deal a little bit for these listeners because you know we like to sweeten the deal.
I mean, I love like a sweet deal, man.
Okay. MeUndies is offering you 20% off your first orders at MeUndies.com/black.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Let me just summarize everything I've read today.
Here we go.
All right. Me undies uses something that's 2 times softer
Modal.
than cotton.
That's right.
Crazy. All right. They're going to ship it for free.
They're going to ship it for free.
And then you have a money back guarantee.
A money back guarantee, and you get 20% off your first purchase. MeUndies.com/black. MeUndies.com/black. All right, make sure you go to MeUndies.com/black to get 20% off your first order, so they know that we sent you.
Yeah, and fellas, if you out there and you swirling it up, or you just out there living your life, make sure you get some fresh undies.
Okay, we're getting back to the episode.
You know what it's time for, Jerah?
It's time for that swirl.
It's time for that swirl.
All right, listen, I've been waiting for the swirl on this because the thing is, this this is like during the Jennifer Lopez phase, like when Puerto Rican women were like all the craze, and like, oh, Denzel, you got you one, Denzel, good for you, because Denzel in this
Don't
movie,
support these comments.
Denzel was a sex symbol in this movie. Not only was he a sex symbol, but Denzel made Ethan Hawke, the white man, wait for him to get finished having sex.
That's true.
He made him wait. And
With his kid.
Made him watch his kid to eat motherfucking cereal while he laid the pipe on Eva Mendes. And you know what happened?
What
She
happened?
waved to that motherfucker when he left. Like, oh, yeah, it just went down. Good job for you. But this is the thing. Okay, second swirl should have happened. There could have been a white girl in this movie. Let me tell you why, because Denzel was so gangster in this movie. Hold on, time out. Because Denzel...
That's true. He was gangster.
He was so gangster in this movie that every interaction he had was with white people, like high-ups. So he's dealing with the three wise men, 3 white dudes. He's messing with Russians, okay? Half his squad is like Puerto Rican and white. You telling me he couldn't take one more stop after leaving Mendez's house? Like, oh, I gotta visit one of my other shawties. One of my shawties who got money from her main man. If he needs to get money, he could have been fucking one of the Russians' wife. That could have got him in trouble. That could have been in trouble. He could have went to the Russian's wife. He could have went to the Russian's house, like, oh, your wife here? Boom, boom, boom. Dougie. Make Ethan Hawke watch for a little bit.
Wait.
Be like, this is how you do it.
Clarification, is Dougie sex?
Well, I'm saying it's sex, but he's doing a Dougie while he's having sex.
While
While he's doing a Dougie. Paid in full salary. That's when you... Hey, people, everyone knows what happens. Ladies, I'm not saying this is happening to you. But I'm saying, if you have been Dougie, that means that man loves you so much and that he's doing such a good job that he's just Dougie while having sex with you and you didn't know. So when you see that man and you figure it out, give him a high five. And brothers, if you Dougie the woman, I give you a digital high five right now.
I think that's. I was gonna say something, but I feel like that's.
No,
it.
that's all I could take in this world. I was wrong. Eva Mendes is not in Crash. Sorry.
I was gonna bring up Hancock, but I feel like we don't have to.
Yeah,
we never have.
we never have to.
No, but I feel
never
like
have to bring it
but
up.
actually, just sort of for how I feel about it.
Right.
I just feel like for this particular movie, we don't have to bring it up.
Thank you,
Maybe
James.
the next movie though.
Thank you, James.
This movie,
Wait,
we don't have to.
you know what? I really want to know why for this
Why not for this
particular
movie?
movie you don't have to bring up Hancock.
Because this movie is a movie about a black villain. Okay.
Okay.
So Hancock is a black superhero.
Oh yeah.
And so just
Just
too
that
much-
alone.
You're just saying bullshit.
Just
Because
that.
a hero and the villain match. Shut up, James. You know what? I'm not listening to this.
It's too much of a difference for me. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Good Lord.
Unplug his mic.
All right, and now it's time to rate this film. It's time for the cause.
Time for the cause.
It's time for the cause, and this is a tough one.
This is a tough one. Honestly, I have no idea.
Oh,
I have no
I know
idea.
I've picked mine, but I don't like it.
I don't know it yet. I really don't. I still actually don't know if Denzel is the
lead of the
or the
movie?
I know we
supporting
don't
actor.
know.
I still
We don't
don't
know.
know.
We don't know.
But I will say this: the cause, for those of you who don't know, we rate our films not based off of its film merit, but based off of whether or not it helps the cause. The cause being, can there be more leading black men in Hollywood, just in lead roles? And it doesn't have to be a freaking black movie. It doesn't have to be a biopic.
Yeah.
Not that it
Yeah,
can't be.
freaking black movie.
It can be. Look, man, I know I crap on those movies.
We all do.
I like some black movies. I like me a black movie. once in a while.
Beyond the Lights that came out last year, everyone should check out. It's a very good movie. It's a love
That's a great
story
movie.
made by.
See, that shouldn't be a black film.
It shouldn't. It should have just been a movie because there's a lot of white people. In
Right,
it.
but it is because it's
It's two black
independent.
leads.
Because again, Hollywood isn't it. So that's what I'm saying. So does this film help the case, the cause for more black men to be put in the leads of films? We either rated a fist, a palm, or nothing. So the most he can get is 3 fists. Here we go. We're gonna do it off.
All right.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
On the count of 3. I'm not ready. Okay.
I've made my choice.
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Nigga, put your 2 fists down. Put your fists down.
For the people at home.
That's
For
2.5.
the people at
That's
home.
2.5.
I figured James was gonna do some shady shit. So I put up 2 fists.
Okay.
2 fists.
But you only get 1 vote, so
2 fists in the palm, and I think that's actually
so it
very
got
good.
2 fists in a palm. I put up a fist. Jerah put up a fist.
And I put up a palm.
James put up a
Correct,
palm.
and I put up
Jerah,
2 fists.
why were you so adamant on making sure it got a fist?
I'm gonna tell you why I put up 2 fists. 2 fists.
2 fists?
Went in the air. Okay, 2 fists. The number one reason why, because in all honesty,
Who does this nigga think he is?
two number one reason, because think about it, if we rating it on like, does this help the cause, and like, does more black men get a chance to be leading actors in a role that's
Right.
not just a black movie?
Yeah.
Denzel did help, because the thing is, like, when he did this, it's like, you know, after this we got Don Cheadle, after this we got Forrest Whitaker. Not saying it comes directly from this movie, but he won at a time where it's like, it was a big deal that like this black man won this Oscar.
Huge drought.
And it was a big deal. He didn't win for a bio picture like Jamie. No offense to Jamie, like Jamie did great in it, but it was like he won for, like you said, an original character.
Forrest Whitaker too was biopic.
And it was just like he won for everything we want to play one day. It's like,
Right.
you want to be a doctor with, like, you know, family problems. You want to be a cop who may be a little corrupt, but maybe you want this, and he won. And 2, I knew James was gonna do some bitch ass shit and not give it up and give it a fist.
Hey,
I knew he was gonna do it.
Hold on,
All right,
Jerah.
James.
I'm not gonna say mine. I want Jonathan to say his
Okay.
before mine, but I will speak to that. Every single one of my votes have been very thought out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And all of my reasons have been very strong for my own personal tastes. Okay.
All right, look,
Jonathan,
look.
why did you
I
do this?
gave it a fist. Ultimately, I gave it a fist for a couple of reasons. One, like Jerah was saying, because he won Best Actor, and he won Best Actor for a role that was a fictional. I know it may have been based on, like, the whatever writer may have based it on some guy that he knew or whatever his flip. I don't know, but like, it was a fictional role, right? So I don't know. I actually haven't seen Lilies of the Field, so that's probably a fictional role too. But since then, it's only Jamie Foxx and Forrest Whitaker have won, right?
Yes.
It's just a 12.
2 nominations after that, but yeah,
Yeah. There's been some other, like Don Cheadle for Hotel Rwanda, which is also kind of a biopic.
It is a biopic.
To 12, for 12 Years a Slave, which is a biopic. You know, I think so. Will Smith has been nominated for Pursuit of well, that's a biopic too, actually.
Yeah.
Right.
And Ali, like, yeah.
His only nominations have been by.
So yeah, that I think that's a huge deal, and it's still the one of a kind. Oh, well, that's not true. But 2 of a kind. Sorry, it's Sidney Poitier. But it's a huge deal in that respect. And then also, I feel like if a different actor was in this movie, it might have been considered a black film. Because it has to do with like the hood, you know what I mean? There's like, even though you have Ethan Hawke's character, like there's
who would
Morris Chestnut,
and you have a black
movie.
and you have a black director. Like, I feel like this is the type of film that usually gets considered like, oh, that's a black movie, but because of the clout, the Oscar clout that it got, because specifically of Denzel, and to some degree Ethan Hawke, this movie was not considered like a black movie. For instance, Boys in the Hood, right? We've discussed doing that film, and we were like struggling because we're like, is that a black movie? It's also an independent film, but is it a black movie? I don't know. You know what I mean? I feel like some people outside of the African American community probably don't know Boys in the Hood as well. You know what I mean?
My question then is about that, which I think is a very interesting point to make, though.
Yeah.
But are we saying black film is synonymous with, like, just not having as much reach, or what, you know what I mean? Because
right, I'm saying black. To me, when I say black film, I mean like it is not just the fact that it's about African American culture, but that it's specifically targeted to African Americans.
Yeah,
right.
black
and
film
like
is a
they
film,
don't,
yeah.
and like the producers don't expect white audience really to come and see this film.
And we have talked about crossover a lot, right?
Right.
And like this is crossover for Denzel
This is, to
Washington.
me, it's a
Well, it wasn't a
crossover, but it's
crossover, it's just a
also
movie
it's
made
also
for
like
everybody.
it's also doing what I really wish to happen was like you have a film that can be African American like centric, But it doesn't need to be thought of as this is only going to appeal to African Americans.
Right.
It can appeal to a mass audience and still tell a story that, closely relates to African American culture
Yeah.
or at least problems that exist predominantly in African American
Basically, like
communities.
this movie can be played in Beverly Hills. A black movie is a movie that only be played at the Magic Johnson theaters. So if your movie can make it to Beverly Hills, I don't know, the Upper West Side movie theater, then you've crossed over. If
Is
your
that
movie's
a
what I
real
wanna say.
theater, or are you just making that theater up?
Magic Johnson theater?
The Beverly Hills Upper West Side movie theater.
No, I'm saying or in Beverly Hills, or on the Upper West Side.
or the Upper West
Well,
Side.
this is what I want to say. I think both of you are 100% correct.
Okay.
On your points.
Thank you. I respect
And that's
that.
why I was saying before that I struggled with what I was going to give this.
Yeah. And you didn't like it.
And I didn't like it. I didn't like that I was giving it a palm. I
Okay.
wanted to give it a fist.
To be fair, I once again think that this is the correct.
Yeah, I think
would've
this
been
is
a
the
little
correct
weird.
rating. It would have
I
been
think
weird if
this
it
is
was
the correct
all
rating.
three. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Because again, as Jerah always fails to point out, there was no interracial romance in this film.
right.
True. So if you
There was
gave
no
it a palm
black-white
because
interracial romance.
if you gave it a palm because you didn't have sex with a hot
Black-white,
white
sorry.
chick,
No.
I agree.
No, I gave it a palm because of. That's not the reason. That would have been an insane reason to give it a palm. I'm just kidding because that's actually part of the reason we've given movies palms in the past.
We got to get a
But
movie.
the reason I gave it a
Would you
palm
let
was
James
because
talk?
of I think because of I think it actually closely relates to what JB said about how it might have been considered a black movie if somebody else was casting the part.
Right.
I do think that like it connects to all the stuff we were saying before, like he blacked it up, blah blah, all this stuff, right? I just think that there are when people see the movie, sometimes they're like, "This is black." There's black stuff about it, kind of like the role is like you know what I mean? Like there's
At least what they consider to be black,
what
like
they
black being
consider to be
synonymous
black,
with hood.
which is a weird,
Yeah.
strange thing. Denzel Washington played like a crooked character, right? Like
Yeah.
an evil character, but because of that stuff, and it kind of, and I think it like, and the white savior element of the movie, like I just
Yeah.
think that there is like that's not the movie that was made,
Right.
but I do think that that is what people see when they see this movie. Some people might.
Yeah,
see
I
it.
agree.
And because of that, I feel like it's hard to say that this movie 100% promotes. This movie is deserving of 3 fists.
Right.
I wanted to give it a fist, especially because of like Denzel was not the first. They offered this part, or were thinking about other white people for this part. You know, like
Willis.
thinking about white people to play this part. So like this role is not a black, quote unquote, black role in a black movie. It's a movie that was made, and the star or the co-lead happens to be a black man.
Yeah.
And I think that like that is deserving of a fist. But is the movie deserving of 3 fists? I don't think so. I think that there's
But don't we always? But okay, this is the question. Let me clarify the cause
Okay.
real quick. Is the cause the movie itself? Is the cause the role for the actor? Like to
I
me,
think
isn't
the
the
cause is
question?
the
I think
movie.
there are 3. The second recording that we did is the reason I've been giving so many palms, and I think it was JB said something like there are 3 things that the movie has to make in order for it to be the cause, and it's this element of like of the crossover element of it. I
Yes.
just don't think that the world looks at that movie as that is a role that happens to be black. I think some people look at it and think there are black things that it incites in people's mind.
I agree.
And that's difficult.
I agree, but the reason that I gave it a fist, and the reason I think it's good that it got 2 fists and a palm, is even though some people may still look at it like that, they still like were forced to look at it.
Yeah.
Whereas I honestly believe like a film like Boys in the Hood, people just be like, oh, I'm not watching that freaking
Right?
Can I
Yeah.
ask
film
a
about
question?
ghetto people.
Totally.
Can
You
I
know what I
ask-
mean?
can
Even
I
if
ask
it's
a
a
question?
film that's wonderfully done, yeah.
Is James helping the cause
What?
right now? Is James's
Yes!
palm?
You're being
is
disrespectful right now.
No, I'm not.
100% helping
You
you.
are
not.
being
I'm not.
sacrilegious
I'm not.
and
I'm not.
disrespectful.
Is James
Jerah
right now?
Milligan.
Jerah
Milligan.
Milligan.
Jerah Milligan.
Hey, listen,
I
stop
am-
saying my government name like that on this podcast. I said it one time at the top. You said it way too many times on this podcast.
I struggled with that.
I don't know why we're debating this anymore.
Yeah.
It's a great rating. 2.5. I think that's. I mean,
Mr. Washington, just so you know, Jerah Milligan here believes that you deserve better. I wanted to give you 3 fists
check
because
this
I
out.
knew James was going to hate.
Check this out. Beverly Hills
this
Cop
is, by the
3.
way, the person who started off this podcast saying "F this movie."
Yes, that's my God.
But I did say you guys won me over because you made sense. Like
Thank
you
you.
guys won me over.
Thank you.
So bing bang boom, 2 fists in a palm.
Well,
My nigga.
man, I just got really depressed though thinking about how many black actors have been just nominated for biopics, and that's. Damn it, man! Can we just get a free?
Yeah,
I'm so pumped for John Boyega and Star Wars.
All right. Just so y'all know, why are you up so upset?
Because man, I'm gonna tell the people the truth. Okay, guys, James has explosive diarrhea.
You're laughing. It's so obvious that that's not the truth. James is on vacation right now, okay? So we're going to do some plugs, all right? We're going to plug for him. Okay, Jerah?
Mate, all right, man, it's
Explosive
fine.
diarrhea.
Rude, man, that would have been funny.
All
though.
right. So if you want to tweet at James, just go to @James3RD Comedy. That's @James3RD Comedy. He's also got a website, builtbysquarespace.com. James3RD.com. All right?
James, get a not so confusing social stuff, man.
Hey, man, what do you got to plug, huh? What's your Twitter?
Well, hey, listen, this ain't about
You got to
me.
get a Twitter.
This ain't about me right now. Listen, y'all can find me on Facebook. Some people already have.
gracious.
I love seeing your the hate messages. I love them. Keep sending them. I love talking to people. See me on the street, high five. Also, I want to plug James Braylock and I are part of this UCB team. Astronomy Club. We have a show coming up on Thursday, September 24th at 6:30 at UCB Chelsea. It's called Astronomy Club Presents A Journey Through Black History.
Yeah,
I know it's not February, but Black History should be every month. So just show up and
man.
enjoy it,
All
and you
right.
better like it. And if you don't like it, that means you don't want to journey through Black History, which means you're wrong. Okay, you're wrong, not us. I said it, and I'm pointing, but y'all can't see the aggressiveness of my finger pointing in the. That's too much. That was too much.
It's a little too much.
Yeah, my fault.
It's $5. So if you're in New York, come on by September 24th, 6:30, UCB Chelsea. All right. Also for me, you can hit me up at John Braylock on both social media, on Twitter and Instagram. JohnBraylock.com is my website. I got videos up there. My show dates are up there. Actually, me and James are going to be in this like Comedy Central showcase September 15th. Which is only a couple days after this comes out, but that is going to be at UCB, the East Village, UCB East, the Beast as they call it.
Beast.
UCB East Village, September 15th, 8 p.m. That's also only $5, so if you want, you can come to that. And next week,
oh man, next week
is Jerah's favorite movie.
Next week is man,
We get
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles. All right, Blazing Saddles.
Mel Brooks, y'all.
Mel Brooks is Blazing Saddles. All right, it's a really good episode. You guys will want to listen to.
You guys will love it. You guys will love it.
All right. So that's it for us. We see you on at Black Man Podcast. Tweet at us and follow us on Twitter. Okay, listen here. We get
here we
like
go.
a lot of people listening to this podcast, and we only have like 200 Twitter followers. What y'all doing?
Yeah,
Can
man.
you follow a brother on Twitter? All right.
Man,
We
it's
trying to
brothers.
tweet at
It's brothers.
the collective brother.
I'm saying we
At
brothers.
Black Man Podcast. Here's the thing: we're trying to tweet at celebrities, and then celebrities are looking at our Twitter, and they're like, "They only got 180 followers." Okay,
know.
so
Y'all better help us get some guests on this show.
Follow us
You know
on
what I'm saying?
Twitter, all right, and rate and review us on iTunes. Okay, that's it. We love y'all. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
That was a HeadGum podcast.